Hello and welcome to UC San Diego Transportation's Faculty and Staff Transportation Town Hall for January of 2019. I'm Josh Kavanaugh and I've had the honor of serving as UCSD's Director of Transportation for the last year. I'm here today to share with you some of the things that have been going on in the transportation program and to solicit your feedback. And you can see on the bottom of the screen our contact information. I do hope you'll be in touch and I look forward to hearing your suggestions and ideas. So, in addition to our video town hall, we've had a series of in-person town halls, and depending on when you're viewing, there may still be a couple of opportunities to attend. This Friday, January 18th, we will have a session in Price Center on the La Jolla campus, and then on Friday, January 25th, we'll have another session in Hillcrest. As we begin our conversation today, I'd like to start with a little bit of a historical context. As you can see from the slide, transportation at UCSD has really gone through an inversion where folks are driving in a single occupancy vehicle less and less and are sharing the ride more and more, and that's a wonderful thing. However, for our faculty and staff, for understandable reasons, driving alone tends to be the predominant way of getting back and forth to campus. This has to do with family situations, geography, where people live, and again, quite understandable, but it presents a challenge, and that's why parking is one of the primary solutions that we have for transportation at UCSD. Let's start with a conversation then of how we're improving information for our parking customers. If you come to the Transportation Services website under the Parking tab, you'll see information about parking availability. At the beginning of every quarter, we do physical counts of each parking facility on campus 4 times a day for the first 2 weeks of classes. Every quarter has its own rhythm, and this allows us to build a unique model for that quarter that predicts when each parking lot on campus will fill. We then publish this on our website. It's printable as a quick reference that you could keep in your car even, or available on your smartphone so that you can tell when the lots that you're most interested in parking in fill up, or if you come into campus at a time that's different from your normal arrival time, you can tell which lots are available at that time, or likely to be available. This is one step toward perfect parking information, and we're rapidly working towards getting there and pushing parking information out in the campus app. At this point, we have several parking facilities that have real-time parking information available in the campus app, and we're adding more all the time. In addition to making information about where there's open parking more readily available to our customers, we're trying to improve the simplicity of purchasing parking as well. One of the ways that we've done this is with Pay by App, and that's our Park Mobile system. You can find the information again on our website, and the app is a free download. So when you pull up the app, it'll show you your location on the UCSD campus, whether there's available visitor parking, and what the rate to park is. Simply buy the amount of parking that you'd like to have. We're also focusing on service predictability, and this applies to all areas, from parking, which we talked about previously, to our shuttle system. This year, we migrated our shuttle system to timetable-based service so that at every stop, it's posted when shuttle should be departing, and you can plan your trip more easily. This way, at every shuttle stop, there's signage posted that tells you when shuttles should be departing. This is complemented by our app, which provides real-time locations for the shuttles that are out and en route. That again is in the Transportation Services website and app, or in the UCSD app as well. So timetables paired with real-time vehicle location information help us to provide much more predictability to our customers in terms of their transportation around and between the UCSD campuses. Parking in the shuttle system aren't necessarily the solution for everyone. That's why we want to make sure that we have a wide range of transportation options that fit every set of priorities and every budget. Among our alternatives for transportation is the EcoPass, and it's one of the things that we've prioritized in terms of making transportation more affordable. So the EcoPass allows ridership on any of the regional transportation providers, and it's available to UCSD employees at a discounted rate because we purchase service in bulk from MTS, or the Metropolitan Transportation System. Better than that, though, when you sign up for an EcoPass for the first time, Transportation Services will pay for your first quarter of service. It is absolutely free to you. In your second quarter, we'll pay for half of the service, and by the third quarter, you'll be paying the university's discounted rate. So this helps to make riding MTS or public transit a much more affordable option and great way to get around for the university community. If your neighborhood isn't particularly well served by public transit, carpooling may be a great solution for you. For a long time, the university has had a registered carpool program for carpools with 3 or more riders. But did you know that 27% of the university community actually commutes by carpool? The majority of them in 2-person carpools. And we historically haven't done much to support and incentivize participation in 2-person carpools. Just this year, we've added priority parking for 2-person carpools on the campus, with 50 stalls at the Osler parking structure and 50 stalls at the Hopkins parking structure. When you register your 2-person carpool, you'll have priority access to those stalls between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. After 9 a.m., the remaining stalls become available to all permit holders on the campus. This is a great way that we're letting people who choose to share the ride jump to the head of the line and get just that extra little bit of parking love. One of the things that we've heard from our customers is that Transportation Services hasn't done a great job communicating over the years. We're working to turn this around. On our website, you can find a tab called Engage, and we hope you'll visit that. On the Engage site, we have a number of services, including First to Know. First to Know is our opt-in email service that allows you to tell us what's important to you so that we can provide you timely updates with information. With the historic A, B, S, and V permit system that the university has, we don't know where you like to park and which information is relevant to you. By logging on to First to Know and telling us the areas of campus where you have interest in parking, we're able to send you timely and relevant information about projects or service innovations that may impact your parking area and make life better for you. Visit the website, indicate which parking areas you're interested in, which shuttle routes, projects that you're interested in monitoring, or other modes of transportation that you may be interested in. And we'll make sure that whenever there's an update, we're communicating with you in a timely fashion. In addition to First to Know, you'll find a virtual town hall on the Engage section of our website. Much like the video town hall that you're participating in today, we recognize that not everyone can come out to an in-person town hall. For that reason, whenever we have a service change that we're considering or a policy change that we're considering, we post it in the virtual town hall for a feedback period with the public. At the end of the feedback period, we post a summary of all the commentary that was received and an update on the decision that we made and when it will be implemented. When you click on any proposal on the virtual town hall, you'll be able to read about the proposed project, why we're considering it, and have a comment form where you can offer your feedback. After virtual town halls have closed, we post a summary of the town hall online and we archive it there so that you can see all past virtual town halls, the feedback that was received from the public, and the action that the university is taking. It's been a busy year at Transportation Services. In our shuttle program, we've reconfigured routes to improve service reliability and frequency. We've got new connections for the shuttles to the Osler parking structure, to Muir College, Marshall College, and UCSD Extension. We've upgraded our onboard technology where all shuttles now have real-time location information. We have Wi-Fi on board and automatic passenger counting so that we can push out information about how full the shuttles are at any given moment. We've recapitalized our shuttle fleet. 50% of the buses that we're running are now new to UCSD within the last year. We've moved real-time shuttle information to the campus app in addition to the Transportation Services webpage and app, and we're adding a circulator to the East Campus that will connect all of the East Campus locations on a 10-minute frequency. For our Transportation Alternatives program, we've expanded ProRide, our in-house ride-hailing service that's available to faculty and MSP, to include postdocs. We've also expanded the size of our fleet, number of employees, and the number of locations that we serve through the ProRide program. As shared before, we've introduced the EcoPass incentive program, and that's been well received by the university community. We've launched Spin Bike Share, and we're doing demonstration projects with departmentally sponsored membership in Spin. We're in the winter quarter, we'll be getting our largest pilot ever with 1,000 departmentally sponsored riders in our parent organization, RMP. If this is something that would add value for your home department, please talk to your leadership about working with Transportation Services to sponsor Spin ridership. We've innovated with the Lyft Flex Commute Discount Program to provide deep discounts to UCSD students, faculty, and staff who purchase Lyft credit through UCSD Transportation. And this quarter, we'll be expanding that to focus on shared rides through Lyft so that we can increase average vehicle occupancy on campus and reduce traffic. Additionally, we've moved the incentive parking permits that are available with some of our commuter alternative programs online, and as discussed before, launched two-person carpool preferred parking. On the parking side of the house, we're building parking as fast as we possibly can. In the last 6 months, we've opened more than 1,700 new parking spaces. With campus construction, that amounts to a net of 744 new spaces on the campus. We've simplified the patient parking experience, introducing flat rates at the 4 and 8 hour increments, and simplifying the transaction process. We've launched faculty and staff valets, or expanded that program to include other areas of campus that are impacted by construction. We've launched virtual visitor parking permits and a pay-by-phone implementation, which we've talked about before. Daily parking is now available online through the Transportation Services website with printed home permits, and in the near future we'll be migrating that to virtual permits where you don't even have to print at home. We've expanded our faculty and staff short-term parking demonstration program to include new locations and additional stalls. We're having regular and annual town halls in both La Jolla and Hillcrest. We'll be implementing a customer relationship management system to make sure that all incoming calls and emails are tracked, and that we follow up with all of our customers quickly and also are able to understand patterns of concern in the university community and address them quickly. We've extended our office hours to 7 o'clock p.m. at our Osler office and are in fact open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekends for information for the campus community and visitors. We've been consolidating parking into homogeneous areas so that it's easier to find your A or B or S parking without going to multiple lots to find that last available parking space. And we're also expanding EV parking, or electric vehicle parking, on the campus. We've launched dozens of new level 2 charging spaces this year, and just recently reached agreement to triple the amount of DC fast chargers on the campus over the next year. This is something that we're really excited about. As we touched on before, we heard from you that communication needs to be a priority for transportation services. So we've launched our opt-in email notification service. We've revamped our website. We've introduced the virtual town hall, and we're providing those regular space availability updates, both in the app for real-time information and the predictive tables that we publish at the beginning of each quarter. A moment ago, we talked about the expansion in EV charging capacity on the campus, and I want to highlight that the university has access to some wonderful EV purchase incentives for our university employees. Starting this January, as a UCSD employee, for any electric vehicle on a state fleet purchase contract, you'll be able to purchase that vehicle at the UCSD fleet purchase rate. That's an incredible savings that you can experience as an individual, just as though you were a corporate buyer. We'll have additional information published on the Transportation Services website this January. So Transportation Services does have a challenging financial outlook. With the amount of construction that's going on, we're turning surface parking lots into academic, research, and student-facing facilities, and that's the right thing to be doing. But the parking does need to be replaced, and so we're replacing low-cost and generally paid-for parking with new facilities that are more expensive to construct and have debt service associated with them. This is resulting in a significant increase in the debt load for transportation services, transitioning from about $6 million a year in fiscal year 18 to about $15 million a year in fiscal year 24. This 150% increase in our debt load is a byproduct of the growth pace of the university and is something that we will need to address. Our financial outlook isn't just impacted by debt. We also have a new tax that's been placed on transportation services by the federal government, where employee parking benefits, including pre-tax payroll deductions for paying for parking and transportation products, are subject to a new 21% tax from the federal government. Transportation Services is responsible for that tax. It's not being charged to you at the time you purchase your transportation product or parking product. However, we do need to identify revenue in order to fund that. In the near term, we have operating losses for the university that have been able to offset the unrelated business income associated with the parking program. That's forestalling the impact of this tax on the university. However, within a few years, we will need to face the reality of this new tax unless there's a change at the federal level. Between an increasing debt load and new taxes, we do have a financial challenge ahead. We've been tightening our belts in transportation services and have committed to a 12% cumulative reduction in annual compensation expense in our shuttles and parking programs. In addition, we've asked our visitors to campus to pay a greater share of the cost of operating the transportation programs for the campus. This last summer, we also increased student parking fees on the campus, and in January and February of this year, we're implementing rate changes for most faculty and staff on the UCSD campuses. Rates and their implementation dates vary slightly by the collective bargaining unit or payroll status of an individual employee. For information on when exactly you could experience a rate change, please visit the Transportation Services website and visit the permits page. On this slide, you'll see a summary of the rates that will be implemented in January and February of 2019. For certain bargaining units that are in status quo or otherwise have an open contract, rates will be changed following the completion of collective bargaining. Let's talk about Transportation Services priorities looking forward. We've made great strides on communication, but we need to continue to improve. We're implementing one-stop shopping for all of our transportation resources at each of our locations. Any business you want to do with us, you should be able to do at any of our locations, and most of it will be allowing you to do online on your schedule. We're also working to make parking occupancy data available to the public in real time wherever possible. We're expanding our use of sensors and expanding the number of lots that will be available in the campus app and on the Transportation Services website with real-time parking information. We'll continue to work to improve parking predictability by consolidating parking, having less permit types in each facility so that the time from when you enter the campus until you find your parking space is less. We'll also be piloting the use of facility-specific parking permits to give absolute predictability to our customers that value that. We have a number of capital investments that we'll be working to complete. We have 2 parking structures in construction right now that will build out more than 2,400 stalls. We also have 3 additional parking garages in some phase of planning or design. Ultimately, we'll have a net gain of 3,000 stalls on the campus by 2022 when we open light rail to the university. We're in the process of pricing and preparing for installation of a parking guidance system retrofit to our existing parking structures. And as we discussed earlier, we're making significant investments in EV charging capacity so that the university is prepared for the future to come. In addition to the investments that we're making in improved communication and the parking program, we have opportunities to improve our commuter alternatives or our transportation demand management program. We're working to remove barriers to entry for mass transit, ride-sharing, car-sharing, and bicycling by things like the EcoPass incentive program. We're reducing future construction costs by reducing drive-alone rates, improving first and last mile connections to the future light rail or trolley on campus through reconfiguration of the shuttle system. And it's our plan to leverage the trolley stops on campus to further enhance bus transit connections with the broader public transit network. We're also working to improve vehicular circulation on and off campus through investments in signal technology on campus, coordination of signals within the campus, and integration of our signal system with the greater San Diego signal system. We're providing additional designated and on-street bicycle facilities as well, and hope to continue to grow bicycling as a preferred mode of transportation at UCSD. That's it for our video town hall. I do hope you'll stay in touch. General contact information for the department is on your screen, along with my personal contact information. Please don't be shy. Share your feedback with us. We're listening and ready to help. Thank you very much.